It was fish fajitas, yeah.
I love fish fritters. It's nice. Yeah, we do a late night one and we talk about food. That's nice. Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
Steve, he's not here yet.
Steve P. Young. I send him the link via email again, just to be safe this week. So little intro. We'll do a little backstory when he's here again, because I want to tell that story again. But Steve P. Young is the founder of appmasters.com. That's how he says it on his YouTube channel. Like, I even know his catchphrases and stuff like this. That's how much of a fan I am. He's a app specialist, app marketer. He's got his agencies, YouTube channels, 30,000 subscribers on like a super niche topic, like, 30,000 subscribers on literally a channel where he talks a lot about like onboarding screens and, payment screens and ASO, ASA. Like that's a big channel for one, marketing channel. Yeah, he's a bit of a legend in the space. Has been doing it for a long time. He's very prolific, and he accepted to join us today on the pod. So yeah, it's good.
Was it his podcast you were on before? There was some YouTube thing.
His YouTube channel. I think it might be a podcast too, but it's mostly a YouTube channel. He does like the thumbnail good, and like it's like, so he's got a team to help as well. Like, he's not just by himself. Like, he's not like us, doing it properly. And I came on that when after I met him for the first time. But yeah, that's too much into the details already. But we'll talk about that in a second when he joined. But yeah, we'll talk about apps, App Store optimization, App Store ads, best practices for apps. How do you get your first downloads? Like, all these type of like questions that you might have when you're building an app and you're like, how the fuck I'm gonna get the first traction? Like, I don't have any budget. I've got this app who's like crowded in that, App Store or the Google Play Store, like, mostly with other people doing exactly what my app is doing. So how do you like differentiate and stuff? I think like he's probably the best person one of the best person in the world to talk about that stuff. So we'll ask all these questions, see where we land. Should be good.
Very good. Maybe we should do a thing where we choose a funny word before the guest joins, and then the other person has to try and get that word in without the guest noticing. Just to take the level of professionalism up a notch.
Man, you come up with some like great ideas. I love it. What word? Do you have a word?
Porcupine.
Porcupine.
That's your challenge. You can start.
I'm definitely gonna forget.
You can use the French term. What is that?
Porc-épic.
Oh.
So it's very close. Very close.
Like Porky Pig.
Yeah, like Porky-Pig. Porcupine. How can I put that in the?
How do you make a really sticky App Store landing page like a porcupine?
Don't give me ideas. I'll find some.
You can't use that one.
I'll find. Yeah. Don't ruin it for me.
Oh, well, it'll be a new challenge. So the splitting of the podcast seemed to do okay. We're getting decent listens on the second half.
Yeah. We got a decent amount of downloads on the first part. Not a record, but close to it. Comparable to most weeks. A bit of a drop on Wednesday compared to usually, because I guess people, they save it for the next day and stuff. But then maybe they saw there was part one, and then today we got another spike, and today we probably got our best ever Thursday, because it was like a launch day. So I think what we'll do is at the end of the week, we'll see what the average for the week was instead of looking at spikes. We'll see if that brings more people. But yeah, I actually got a DM from Cody, who was in the podcast a few episodes ago for those who listen to it.
Should go back and listen. If not, it's a classic.
Yeah, and I think we're close to getting him again. I think he's got a new luggage of new knowledge to share. So now he sent me a screenshot of our podcast showed up as a push notification on his phone, and that's something I didn't realize. But some people have push notification turned on for Apple Podcasts on their phone, and when you drop an episode, they do. It shows up on their lock screen and stuff. So on this screenshot, it was us and My First Million together, which was cool. It's a nice screenshot as well. But it also confirms that you need people to follow to subscribe to the show. If they follow to the show, they will get the push notification by Apple. So if you don't follow the show and you're listening to this, make sure you follow the show. You get the push notification if they're turned on, and that means you'll be one of the first to listen to the episode. So to close the loop on that, us dropping 2 parts in a week means we got double the push notifications for those who see it. That's really strong. I think.
That's true.
So we already got a comment on LinkedIn from someone, I can't remember the name, saying that they don't really like the 2-part thing. And someone else who also got a podcast is asking, can you share your learnings, I guess, to also do the same.
I saw that one. Yeah.
But that's what we're doing here, right? We're like testing in public, sharing the knowledge. That's fine.
Exactly. Tell people stuff that works that doesn't work just to fuck them up. What works is deleting your whole podcast every month and starting again. Keeping it fresh.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good one.
I saw this really cool lead magnet post. You know, like the engagement bait posts where it's like, message me to get access to this thing. This guy called Oliver Palmer. Shout out to Oliver, who is a marketing consultant based in Australia, but he's had loads of cool jobs like optimization manager for Telegraph newspaper and product managers for like mobile companies and stuff. Anyway, he built this thing for SEO for anybody that uses SEO tool called Screaming Frog. It's basically like it scrapes your website and gets all your URLs and backlinks and stuff, and it costs money. But he basically couldn't be bothered to pay for it anymore, so he used ChatGPT to make like a rip-off version of it. So you have to run it as a little Python script on your terminal, but it like scans a domain and then generates a CSV of all the URLs, title tags, meta descriptions, H1 and H2 tags on and all the links on every page on the website. And it's just on GitHub. You can just download it for free and use it. So it's super cool for anybody that's doing SEO using tools like Screaming Frog.
Nice.
Switch over to that. It's called Beaming Bog if you want to search for it on GitHub.
Funny name. Yeah, that's cool. Really cool. There must be so many like gems like that on GitHub.
Oh yeah,
like
so many
pieces of codes and scripts that you can just take.
I love it when you find a marketing blog that just makes little like scripts that run in Tag Manager or something and puts them on GitHub, and you go there and you're like scrolling through all the stuff the person's built, and it's just like tiny little, maybe like nerdy technical like tagging things. But on that note of ChatGPT, what about the news today that it's reconnected to the internet? So you can now get it to do stuff. So basically today, actually, Robertas, who was on the podcast a couple of months ago, he put a post up this morning. It's this really nice way of doing keyword research by using a Google Sheet with a custom script in it that connected to this third-party API that you had to pay for, and they basically like pull keywords. They did keyword research by looking at keyword search volume. And I commented and I was like, oh, it's really cool. And then a few hours later, I was like, oh, thanks. But literally 2 hours after I made this, ChatGPT announced that they're now connected to the web. So the whole thing's like completely pointless. So I went straight to ChatGPT and I was like, actually, sorry, this is two slightly different things, but I'm actually getting mixed up with something that Cody said. So
You lost me
Cody
completely.
posted. No, I'm trying to think of who it was. Was it Cody or Robertas? It was. No, sorry. Cody's was the keyword research thing.
Okay.
But let's start the story again.
Clap. Gosh.
Hang on, let me find it.
It's late
too
at
many
night.
LinkedIn comments today. I know it's the problem.
Yeah, every time I see a post on LinkedIn on my feed, I was like, why do I see this random person? And I see it's because you commented on it. For some reason, LinkedIn figured out that we're very close to each other somehow.
Yeah.
Through the podcast or whatever.
Constantly tagging each other.
Yeah, and then every single comment you put on like these like random posts, I'm like, who are these people? And your comment is always very thoughtful. There's a lot of value. I'm always like, this doing it well. When I do my comments, I'm like, love that.
Yeah, well, it has to take me quite a lot of effort to not just.
Thanks for the insight.
3 flame emojis.
3 flame emojis. Yeah, that's definitely do not do that. But it's a
there's
quick way
proof that just like liking, commenting expands it out to bigger reach. But so it was Rob. It was Roberta's. So I didn't need to start the story again.
Okay,
but it was
basically
back to the story. Yeah. It was basically saying that if now I've just started playing it. So there we go. So it wasn't keyword research. So Robertus was on the podcast. He put a post on LinkedIn and he said, there's this nice way that I found to find like new hooks for your product. So he said, go onto like Reviews.io or Trustpilot, go to a competitor, and then like copy all of the reviews off, put it into ChatGPT and ask it, work out the common objections people have with this, and then write me some hooks my ad copy like based on why my product is good, based on people like hating whatever your competitor is. And I was like, yeah, it's really cool, it sounds great. But then a few hours after that, ChatGPT connects to the internet, so now you can just go to ChatGPT, you can say, go to reviewsio.com, look at my competitor, and write me an ad copy that uses all the negative about their product but a positive for my product, and it gives it to you.
Nice. With the paid version of ChatGPT.
With the paid version, yeah. But it just goes off to the website. You tell it to, it reads the website. It says like reading website, clicking links, and it comes back and it does whatever you want. It's very cool.
That's good.
And another good thing I tried this week on the paid version, it's a beta feature which anyone can turn on. And it does, because GPT is really bad at doing like math stuff. So if you ask it to do forecasts and things, it's just bullshit basically. But now it's got this numbers, I can't remember what it's called, but there's a new beta feature where you can give it like a CSV and you can ask it to analyze it. So I exported out from one of my personal accounts my ad CSV from Meta, and I just uploaded the CSV straight without changing it to GPT, and I was like, tell me how to optimize this account, and it went through and it like created tables for me, and it was like, you should change some budget from here, you need to turn this off, you should do some stuff like this. And then I was like, okay, cool, of the ads that are working, give me like 5 other variations of copy that I should test, and it did it for me. It's like literally like having a performance marketing exec for free. Well, not for free, but sitting with you.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's really cool. I need to write those down. Like the what can you do with it? That's really cool. I like the scraping the reviews and giving you straight away like a piece of text or an ad copy or whatever, like something that tackles all the objections from all the 1 stars from the competitor. Cool. That's really sick.
Or just say, look at these 5 competitors and tell me what feature I should build next based on the feature they're all lacking.
Oh man, wow, that's what our competitors must have done at Noon, because they're all doing what we're doing. It's the best. What's the expression? What's the thing that people say?
Yeah, mimicry is the best form of flattery, is it? Imitation.
Yeah. Imitation is it? Yeah. I'll try to remember that.
That's why I'm imitating you with a green hat and a beard.
Yeah, I wish I could imitate you with the long hair, but that's that was gone past 23, so that's it. Where is Steve? Maybe he's been caught up or something. The fact that he's not even replied makes me think maybe he's got something. We got an option. If we want, we can talk about the game.
Oh yeah.
Have a chat about that.
Mm-hmm. We've already got like 20 minutes of decent content, so we might as well do another 20.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Pavi, tell us about this. Oh, he's here. He's literally just turned up.
God. We'll do that one next week. That's fine. We'll do that.
Yeah, as planned, we'll do it next week.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Steve is coming in.
Hey.
Dude, I thought I rescheduled this. I just showed up just to be like, my bad. I thought we could do it. I'm at APS SF right now, dude. So I'm like, I don't have the right setup and everything. But I was
okay.
like, I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So if you want to do it, we can do it now. But
if you can't do it now, it's fine. It's good to see you, though.
I can do it now. I just, it's, I don't want to. I know I was like, where the fuck's my invite, bro? And then I'm like rescheduling everything. So I want to honor, like, if the audio is good enough and I want to honor your, and I don't want to be a dick and be like, invite me. And I'm like, oh, I can't do it these days.
You're just teasing us, Steve. I'm happy to reschedule. That's cool with me.
Well, I don't know what your schedule looks like. I know when somebody cancels my stuff, I'm like, oh, motherfucker.
No, it's all right.
Congrats on the success of the podcast, man. It's been to see the, all your updates and all the hustle that you're going on. I love the iPhone trick too.
Oh man, that worked a charm. I need to do it again. I need to go back in central London and do it again.
It's so funny. I love it, man.
The grind, just
the grind. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's it. Well, have a good day, Steve. I'll email you and we'll find some times.
All right. Thanks, man. All right, fellas. Have a good night.
See ya. Oh God.
So you want to talk about the game? So I've been hearing whisperings about a little project that you're working on.
Yeah. So
is it still secret?
It's not secret. It's not a secret anymore. It's almost launching very soon in the app stores. So for those who thought that we were already crazy doing a podcast on top of working, also worked on something else, which is a game. And I thought it would be interesting to talk about it in the podcast because the whole premise of the game was to kind of bake in something that we talk about a lot in almost every episode, is like the idea of virality and network effect, and how can you, as a startup, as a brand, as an app, whatever, find ways to make people share with their friends, make people bring more people, and then in the case of network effect, have the network being more valuable by having more people coming to it, which maybe doesn't really apply for this example, but I thought it was interesting because over the course of the few weeks in August when I was in France and we were still recording, it took me basically 30 years to find out that my brother became a fairly prolific software developer, and we started talking every evening because we were together for a very long time in the same house, our family house in France. And one evening came this idea of a zombie game. And the idea of virality is baked in the idea of zombies because you get infected. We all been through COVID a few years ago. And we started going back and forth on this idea, like how can we create a game where the whole premise of the game is to infect your friends, basically, like you're a zombie or whatever, and you get points or you get further in a game by infecting your friends, and you got us thinking about Pokemon Go and I don't know, like this type of like in real life games where you play by interacting with the world, in this case with with your friends, with other people. So yeah, and since it's been a few weeks, we found a game. So the name, sorry, and it's called The End. So that's the plug. Z dash end dot world. That's the URL if you want to find out. So we did a website. We found the name. We secured the domain. We built the website, and now my bro is working on the apps. So we're gonna have an iOS and Android app. And I thought, I mean, it's really interesting because both of us have been working for many brands and some apps and stuff. But like, I don't know about you, but like, I never did like something from start to finish. And I'm being very generous for myself because I've done like 1% of this whole thing. My brother is like coding the whole thing. So, but it's
So the brains
interesting.
behind the operation.
Yeah.
Well, the ideas, maybe not the brains.
The idea, the idea. Even though he's coming up with like some brilliant stuff himself as well. But I think the other thing I wanted to mention, which I think is quite interesting, is I think when you're in marketing and you're getting somehow good at it, or you understand the channels, how to grow stuff, like the notion of virality and product growth and all the things that we talk about in the podcast, you can be limited by the coding part. Like, so, building a website, building an app is not that easy, even though it's getting easier with AI and, like you can get some help. It's still not like, that straightforward, especially when you've got a job, kids, and you run a podcast already. So yeah, my brother has been like heavily involved in this. And so I don't know if, we'll share maybe the video on the screen for the people watching on YouTube. So if you want to see it, you can go on YouTube. Otherwise, you can just type z-end.world. There you go. Music that goes with it as well. It's pretty spooky.
The music, I like the music. It's very good.
It's like a video game, but like, a scary one. And we, it was really interesting, like finding you've got like a globe on the website that spins, and the data is live data of people who've already put their email address to be informed. And when when the game launch, the website will be the portal to see all the live data of the game. So I don't know. I feel like I've jumped a few pieces of information here, but like, what did I miss? Tell me. And what
How do you infect each other?
Oh yeah, good point. So the first of all, the idea came from my brother wanting to do some sort of WhatsApp messaging app where you had to tap your phone using NFC. So this is the same technology you use to tap your phone to go on the London Tube, or I think Apple Pay is the same thing. Like every time you tap your phone somewhere, it's using NFC technology. So we wanted to do that and use that technology. We found out very quickly that it wasn't possible, so we retracted to QR code. So the way you infect someone else is within the app. When the app launches as an infected, you will have a unique QR code that is generated. That is also a very cool part. That's for the geeks out there. Is geolocated and is time limited. So the QR code has a delay, as a shelf life. That's it. So that means you can't really trick the game. You have to be next to the phone, and you can only use it once.
I love that bit.
The other person will have to, with a camera, just scan the QR code, and themselves will become infected. And the trick here is that you can only play if you're infected. So there is an incentive both ways for the person being infected to want to be infected, because otherwise the app doesn't do anything for you. It's your only way to join the game is to get infected. So it's going to be QR code, and the waiting list currently on the website basically gives you access to the game on Halloween Day. So the timer you see on the website, it says like 35 days. So by the time this comes out, it'll be like 20 days left or something. Is gonna give you access to the app, like exclusive access to start the game. Only people on the waiting list will be able to start the game as infected. And the storytelling behind this is that you going on the website and leaving your email address, you'll receive an email that basically says you've been in contact with patient 0, and therefore you're going to be infected when the virus comes alive on Halloween. So on the it's I mean, we went far, but like we were helped with some of our own substances, our own that we had on the podcast last week. It was similar.
I thought you were saying heroin.
No, heroin, not heroin. That would have been a different game, but yeah, no.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, okay, it sounds like that. That's cool, man. There's actually, when you were telling me you're going to get an email saying you've been in touch with patient 0, it's actually scaring me a bit.
Some people said that. They were like, "Oh, a virus. I don't know if I want to do this." I was like, "Mate, it's me. It's a game. Like, I'm not. You're not getting anything. I'm not gonna. There's nothing. It's just a game.
Send them an STD.
Yeah. But
you got the deadline, or your brother's got the deadline to have both apps built by the 28th or the 30th of October.
Yeah. I actually have the app on test flight already. That's really cool. Like the whole process, I think, whether the game does anything or not, the whole process of doing this with my younger brother is great. You know, it's like the end-to-end kind of project. It's going to be a fun game. There's no deadline to the game as well. Like we didn't put an end point to when it stops. We know when it starts, but we don't know when it stops. And I think we're going to give ourselves enough time to see if people like it. See if it works,
cool. You know. I mean, as soon as people find out that the person that infects the most wins £1 million, you know, it's going to be.
I would love that, you know. Like but the thing is, I think it wouldn't be too complicated to find an investor that would put in £1 million if the game gets millions of users very quickly. You know, like if the virality is exponential and we get millions of email addresses, and like I think that's all we get, you know, email addresses. But that's good. That's a good start. Any like gaming studios, like all these kind of companies, like I think there will be some interest in you know, in the data. You know, like players who were interested in that game could be interested in other games which could be monetized. We're not monetizing in any way. The only like currency is the users. Like if the more users we get, the fastest we get them, the better the case study for me and for my brother. But I love the virality aspect of it, and that's going to be on the website. So the website and the app are fully connected. So
the globe will keep updating.
Yeah, you'll have the dots. As soon as the game goes live, you won't be able to play if you don't turn on your GPS when you have the app on. Not always, just when you use the app. So every time you use the app and you infect someone, we'll be able to get your coordinates and put them on the globe. So we'll be able to like then do a lot of like data visualization on the propagation of the game over time, like day by day or month by month, or by location as well, by countries.
That's very cool, isn't it? The spread patterns,
the spread
number. You could do your own daily, you and your brother in front of those little podiums live streaming on TikTok, talking about what the R number is, how many people infected
today. Yeah. We could do some. We could do stuff like that. Yeah. Like in COVID when they were like sitting there, like today we.
is the chart that nobody understands.
Yeah. So we'll have like similar stuff. We'll have like a live K factor on the website. So for all the marketers listening, we'll have a live K factor on the website to see how fast or the infection rate of the game. And I think you
That's
can
great.
very easily like imagine that that shit could be above 1 for a long time. And if it's above 1 for like 10 days straight, we'll get to 1 million users. Like that's how fast that can go.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy. Yeah.
Like the exponentiality of the, I don't know if you can say that well, but
Yeah.
the the spread could go really fast. And I know already some people in the waiting list, they don't want to tell their friends because they want to tell their friends when they can get the points, not before.
Yeah, it's nice.
So
yeah, it's really cool. When you play with those like viral coefficient calculators, it's crazy. It's when you understand why people make such an effort around trying to make something viral.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm low-key very excited about this. Everyone who's listening, go on the website and sign up, please. We need as many players as possible to begin the game. We are also thinking about other ways to like gamify the point system. And we thought about something. I'm keen to get your thoughts on this, but I think it's good. The original idea was every person you infect to get a point, just a single point. Instead, what we're gonna do, because that's quite boring, what we're gonna do is that you'll have, for every infection you do, you kickstart a 24 hours timer, your own personal 24 hours timer. Every new infection you do within that 24 hours, you get a multiplier, like on Street Fighter.
Nice.
You get like a combo
like
points, a
streak.
streak there, times 2, times 3, times 4, etc. So until you don't do any infection, like you reset the 24 hours every new infection you make. So and if you break that 24 hours infection streak, you go back to 1. So I think that's how also we're going to allow people that join maybe 2 months later in the game to become first. That's how you allow for the latecomers to rank really high in the rankings.
That's very cool. Yeah, I love that idea.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's great. And that plays into the addiction to streaks.
Yeah.
Snapchat streaks and all that kind of stuff.
To be honest, I thought about it like low-key because I was thinking of Duolingo. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
These guys, they always come back. But
do you have to, when you infect somebody and they scan the QR, do they have to have the app first, or will the QR take them to the App Store?
It takes them to the App Store, and then we have the
branch link or something.
Yeah, we've got an affiliate link that connects that deep link back into who's infected you. And nice. that's how we allocate the points and things like that. And that's all I know about that part, because I said to my brother, I was like, is that doable? And he was like, yeah, I can code it. I was like, sure, I can do it. I was like, fuck, you're a genius, because it's like, no, but it's like, let's talk about this, because I'm keen to like make parallel to like things that we talk about in this podcast, because that's the interesting bit about the game. It's not just that I'm launching a game. There's like really like a lot of bridges and parallel. Like the one thing that made me realize doing this with him, his name is Kevin, by the way. He doesn't want to be famous, or he's not on LinkedIn. He's really low-key guy, but he put his name on the website at least with my name, so he still wants a little bit of fame. The amount of work a software engineer can make when they're motivated is insane. Like the pace is going out to do this thing and like code the referral program with the points, like doing the, I don't know, like even like things like I told you, like the shelf life of the QR code with the localization. It was like, oh yeah, so then people can't generate the code and then like be out of a kilometer from the person they infected, because otherwise they'll be able to do it on computer screens and stuff. I was like, man, like this is mad. And the reason why I'm saying this is because not all the time, but typically in startups, when you talk to the product team or the dev team, they always tell you it's going to take 6 months. There's no time. You ask them for a little change. It's like, we don't have time for the change. And I think most of the time they would love to do it. It's just that it's either not interesting to them. They're not incentivized to do it fast because they're paid the same amount regardless if they're doing it in a month or in a day. I don't know. I'm shooting shots at the developer community, you know. But I think a lot of them are great, but I think the incentive is not what it should be, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think when you get like a founder who's an engineer, an engineer founder, that's when stuff just moves super quick because you have an idea and they're motivated to do it immediately because it's their business. So, you know, at Bump, for instance, we would come up with an idea, and if Jack liked it, he would literally like code it that day, and it would be live on the App Store whenever we put the next release out.
Yeah.
But then also, when you get into a bigger company, you go through we got to wait till the sprint. We got to get it on the roadmap. We got to, you know, go through all the bureaucracy to get it done. But we know that, you know, the marketers have a bad name. The growth team or the marketing team have a bad name for developers because they're like, oh, hey, can you just install this SDK for me? It should take like 2 minutes. Can we get it out there tomorrow?
Man. How many times have you said that in the last 5 years? I've said that so many times. Oh, you know, have you heard of this MMP? Like, it's either like adjust, branch, or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, just
I just read the docs. It looks super easy.
Yeah, super easy. It's 2 lines of code. Just, you know, just push it in. I don't even know I don't even know what I'm saying when I say push it in. Like I imagine they just copy paste the code in like some sort of console, like MS DOS type thing, and then they just and then there's a button that says run, and then it runs it. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. If only it was that easy, right? It's nice when you're doing something on a web actually, because you can. A change can be made and then it's live to everybody. When you're with the app, you have to go through the process of like everyone updating it and getting it signed off on the App Store, and then Apple saying no and all that shit.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But it's cool. It's great. It sounds like it sounds like he's in the flow.
Yeah. I think I tapped into something in him. It was like he's got a full-time job as well, so it's not like that's not his main thing to code the game. But
his motivation, his full-time job right now is going to be 0.
Yeah, I think so. And we can say that because he works in France, so no one's going to find out. But yeah, like I think every evening is on it. Like he's like, and also like on the emotional family side, like I'd never been closer to my brother since we started working on this. Like he's the quiet type of brother, so you don't hear many news from him. But like on this project, not every night, but almost every day, like or every night he's like messaging me the progress, and he's like, check your test flight, there's a new app, I've changed this, like, and yeah, that's been awesome. That's already a massive win. But I'm not gonna lie, if that shit goes a little bit viral and we get like, I don't know, 100,000 users very quickly, or I don't know, if we get to 1 million after a month or something, I think I'm gonna lose it, Jake. That's gonna be mad. That's gonna be pretty crazy.
That would be crazy. Just make sure that you got sponsored by IGWT in there somewhere.
Yeah, I will.
You get one free extra point for if you listen. If you like click through, you follow the podcast.
If you follow if you follow the podcast and give it a listen, will you get an extra point? No, but that's I'm low-key thinking about that as well. Like it would be great if it works. But you know, like I don't know if we spoke about him many times in the podcast, but there's this this guy Nikita Beer.
Yeah, from Gas App.
From Gas App, who's done another one before. Like he's basically done pretty much the same thing twice. Grew an app very quickly and then sold it to a bigger company. What was the Gas bought for?
Didn't he sell it to Facebook? Didn't he sell his first one?
First one first Facebook, and the second time was it Discord?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look. Yeah, Discord acquired Gas. Yeah.
And his basically his superpower was that twice managed to grow an app from 0 to, I don't know, 20 million users in 6 months. Like something,
Yeah.
maybe even faster than 6 months.
Yeah, that was mad. I remember one of his really interesting strategies for starting that was that he would make an Instagram profile for like a high school,
Yeah.
and then he'd basically go on Instagram and look at people in that location, and their profile was private, and he would follow like every kid in that school, and on the bio of the profile it just said whatever, like XYZ school revealing at 3 p.m. on the 29th of September. So everybody got a notification at the same time when the profile went non-private and said like, you've been followed by this thing. And so all the kids in the school got a notification. They're like, what the fuck is this? And then so did that in like multiple schools, and we just get 1,000 users, 10,000 users, 1,000 users.
That's
So
mad.
they did some crazy growth hacky stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm not sure I understood the notification part. Do you not get a notification if you're being followed with by a private account? Only when they turn
As I was
public?
as I was telling the story, I was thinking, I hope he doesn't question me on this because I'm not 100% sure.
I get it. I know the story. I know I got the gist.
I don't know.
Of
Maybe it's if a private account. I don't know. I'm not even going to make up, but I know what it is.
No, I think the fact that it's private also is like curiosity enticing. You're like, you don't know what that is. I'm actually. I think we spoke about this. I'm actually thinking about trialing that somehow with some universities in the UK.
Oh yeah, what with the end?
Yeah, with the end. Yeah, I don't know if it's not something that I have too much time to do, and I don't know if there would be a way to automate it somehow. But yeah, that could be interesting. I think it's a good hack. Just private accounts following all the cool kids or all the kids from a campus. Especially for Halloween, because we've got a date. Like, we know the game is launching. We know the date the game is launching, so we could play on that. Yeah. The only thing
cool.
we've done so far is I made stickers.
Oh, you did? Oh man, you made stickers quicker than we did in 3 months.
I made stickers with the QR code, but the QR code brings you to the website to sign up to the waiting list.
That's nice.
And I just need to find time to stick some stickers in some places. On the stickers idea, we got another idea on this for when the game is launched, which I like. Not sure if we will do it eventually. Like, it depends if the game actually gets some traction, but we could create infection zones in parts of London or somewhere in the UK with stickers that have a limited time, but also a limited amount of scans.
Nice.
And that would be for people who are maybe not close to anyone infected in the game. They're too far away from, I don't know, they don't know anyone who's playing, basically. If you want to play and you don't know anyone who's playing who's already infected, you're kind of fucked. You can't, there's no way you can get into the game. So with those stickers, we could play like the geolocalization type game on Twitter or whatever. Like, we could put a sticker in Liverpool Street, take a photo of it, and then say online, like, anyone who goes and scan that sticker can start the game, like, will be infected.
Yeah,
and
that's nice.
There's only like we could put like 1 out of 100 on the sticker, like, the amount of time you can use it.
That's nice, just to bring more people in. Or if you like look on the map and you see there's nobody's infected in like whatever Madrid, you'd just be like, go to this location. Or it could even be like, if people enter the location, and then maybe that might not work, but whatever, you could go to a website when you're on the location, unlocks or something.
Yeah, we could even do it online with somehow do it on the web page with a map and put the QR code on a desktop, and then with your phone you could, but then that means maybe if you're not in the location, you could maybe cheat the thing. I don't know.
What you need to do is get like a QR code printed like on almost transparent sticker, and then go to every Lime scooter in London and like scan it over the scan to unlock QR code on the scooter. So people scan it and it's like
Man, that's a good idea. Nice.
Or actually you just get a QR sticker and you would just stick it over the sticker that's on the scooter, so everyone scans it in there.
I was just thinking
about the podcast.
Yeah. We should have for the podcast. I was only thinking about like bus stops and stuff like that. Put a QR code on the bus stop. So like basically I was trying to think, where are kids waiting before going to uni or high school, whatever. Like a bus stop, toilets in bars as well. Like that's a good place. You see stickers all the time there. Like if there is one like right where you look, you might want to scan.
Yeah, it's cool. I spoke to this guy once at an event, and he worked in marketing for Cobra Beer, and they wanted to do like a rewards program, like an app, and every time you drink Cobra, you can like get a point, and you get enough, you can get a free pint or something. But the way they did it was they had the QR codes etched into the bottom of Cobra glasses, so when you finished your pint, you like saw it, and then you scanned it and you claimed it as like a point in the app that you'd like bought. I love that kind of thing. It's cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, anything that blends online and offline can be quite interesting. Sometimes it's a bit weird, but it could be interesting. Yeah, I need to think a bit more about all of that stuff.
You could hire a street interviewer type person.
Yeah.
To just go around for a whole day in London, filming it, and just infect random people in the street. It's like, hey, I've infected you, scan my QR code.
Yeah.
Just do a live TikTok stream to his head cam, 24 hours. I mean, just do it yourself. Don't have to pay anyone.
Yeah, I don't know if I have
watch that.
The courage to do that. But yeah, no, that could be interesting. Just take a day off and do that. Oh man, yeah, that could be interesting. Anyway,
I'm looking forward to it coming out. I'm looking forward to. Can I get a special like sparkly gold QR code?
Maybe I'll make.
That's the kind of shit you send to your brother, and he'll just be like, "Fuck you." Don't start sending me these bullshit things to do.
No, I think I'll stick to the ones I made already. I'll send you one. And yeah. So basically now we almost are 100 people on the waiting list, which is great. We need a bit more. Obviously, the more the better. And basically,
would you run any ads?
No, not yet.
But would you? It seems like it could work quite well.
It could. I think before ads, what you said about TikTok is a good one. I tried. We actually have a social account across like everything. So I think zn.world on TikTok is the account. I think something like a street interviewer or something on the street that is filmed could potentially go viral organically, like without having to use any paid budget. If it's done well, if it's like presents the game in the right ways or in a fun way, like do you like zombie movies, whatever, and then it's like, oh, give me scan this, and then you're like infected, whatever, like a little scenario, and like someone doing it like 20 times, then you get 20 clips. Those 20 clips, like maybe one or two will pop off because something's funny in a video, not even the game, like it could be something else, and so then you get like thousands of people who like join the game,
Yeah, definitely. I think there's so many good ones to go that route. You can just go to like Leicester Square in like I don't know, dressed up as a zombie or something, and then just like collapse on the floor, a zombie style, just dead, with like a QR code in blood on the back of your shirt, and people come over and they're like, oh, what the fuck? And they scan it, and it's like, you've been infected. And you laid there for the whole day, you get like hundreds of people.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's good. Yeah.
I need to be a guerrilla marketing ideas guy.
We'll have. Can I hire you for an hour and can have a brainstorm? That's a good idea. That's good. I think once the game is live, this will be possible. Now it's not. QR codes don't do anything now because the game is not launched yet. But once it's launched, I guess everyone with that is already infected from the waiting list will be able to do these kind of things. Like I think anyone who's in the game when it starts could become their own little guerrilla marketer.
Marketers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I want to see people just going door to door and like infecting all their neighbors, like or a block of flats. Like you infect all your, and then you get like a crazy combo, like a combo time 30. And then you're like sweating at night when you're sleeping because you know you only have like 12 hours left when you wake up to like infect the next one.
That's really nice.
I think
And
there
when you
is
get to like yeah, go on.
I think the psychology behind the combo and the points and the timing and the fact that I think it could create some pretty crazy behavior, you know.
Definitely, yeah. People are hopefully not killing each other.
No, not that far, but yeah, like just the fact that you don't want to lose your combos. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like you infected 20 people on day 1, day 2, you don't want to go back to 0, you know? You at least want to get one more just to reset the clock.
Yeah.
Just one more.
You're like the newspaper articles being written. Kids are like bunking off school because they need to get their.
That's what I would love.
Trains to like areas they don't know.
Man, I would love like a Daily Mail article or the Sun article, like the game that makes kids go crazy this Halloween, and there's like some crazy stories about this kid who like traveled like the whole like train to Manchester or whatever, and like stopped at every stop and like infected like 100 people every time, like something crazy, you know, like or skipped school and like some like weird, like not good, but not terrible.
If it's a Daily Mail, it will be like French immigrant corrupting British children.
Collecting data collecting the data on the UK population.
Oh man! But I've often wondered how an ad that was just like an Instagram ad that was just a QR code. They just said scan here, and you did it on like Reach. How well that would work?
It would only work on.
You'd have to be on desktop,
or desktop,
you'd be like, you have to be with someone else and use their phone to scan it. But another thing you could do is that in that link, when you scan the QR code and before it takes you to download the app, it could take them. It could like forward them invisibly through your Amazon affiliate link. And then if you get 1 million people sign up, then you'd just be creaming off commission from everyone shopping on Amazon randomly who's also been infected with your affiliate link. I've always thought if I ever started like a blog or something that was really popular, I would just every now and again I'd just switch out a few links for like affiliate links and just make a couple of grand.
How does it work? Like I never really looked into that kind of stuff. Like
if you click on, so if I give you my affiliate link and you click it, you get a cookie, and then for I think now with Amazon it's 24 hours or 48 hours. You could go off, close your browser, whatever, come back 5 hours later and buy something on Amazon. As long as you hadn't clicked someone else's affiliate link that overrode mine in the cookie, I would get commission for that. So it's actually went 8 years, like back in the day, one of my first jobs, I worked at this bike shop and like running their website for them. And he had a link to his eBay. So there was this guy who ran this like vintage bike store. I was helping him. And we had a link that went through to the eBay page. So it was like people come to the website and it'd be like, we've also got eBay shop. You click through and go to it. And I put it went to eBay, but it went through my affiliate link that I just set up with my personal account. So people would come to the shop, they would be like, I'm going to go and buy off him on eBay. And he would make all the money, obviously. Yeah. I would also get commission from that. And because these people are like vintage bike nerds, they were buying loads of shit on eBay. And the cookie lasted for like a week back then.
Wow.
So I would just be like, I'd log in monthly and it'd be like, 300 quid. I'm literally doing nothing.
Nice. That's good to know.
It's pretty cool.
Does it work on like if they buy on Amazon, like on the app as well?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, well, I think pretty sure it does. You don't have cookies in app, but I'm sure it works somehow.
Yeah, they somehow recognize the user and give you the commission. Wow, that's interesting. I don't know if we're gonna do this, but yeah, that's good to know.
I think they'd probably kick you off.
Yeah, the so far, let's talk about the reactions that I had. Feedback I had from people so far is pretty positive. I didn't get too much or not at all like criticism, like more questions, like how does it work and why would I do this, like those kind of things. So like that's why I'm more keen on like working on the whys, like the how many points do I get, like the motivations behind, like giving you more motivation to want to at least infect one person, to bring one. If everyone that we have right now in the list is bringing one more person, and that one more person brings one more person, that's what I was talking about. We get a K factor of 1. And that K factor of 1 means that after, I think, 10 to 15 days, we get to 1 million people. That's how fast it goes. But I think the reality is like some people are never going to do it, and some people are going to infect 5 people. So then in the average, I hope that we'll stay above 1 for as long as possible. And I think, working on the why, like why would I do this, is what I was the most keen on. So baking it into Halloween, so it's like timely with the zombie theme and that kind of thing. Having a leaderboard and like the motivation in itself is being number 1. Like you want to be the best zombie worldwide, and that you'll be able to see that on the website.
Like new shit too.
Yeah, the novelty of it. I think the novelty in like the using the QR code and in that way. So it's not really like Pokemon Go, but you get the gist. It's like there's some like real life actions that needs to happen. It's not like we're not creating a point and shoot game on your phone. Like it's meant to be like interactive with the world. And I think that's a good start to get enough people to be interested. But we need to get the right audience. I think like gamers, kids meaning like teenagers. I don't know if we are the right audience. Well, maybe not. But
I mean, I'd probably, if I saw, like, if I was in the office and people were doing it, I'd be interested to do it. I mean, no, I'm interested to do it anyway. So I guess I'm the right audience. That's good.
And I think there's like the scarcity. There's some level of scarcity because if you're in an office and people are playing it, people can only be infected once.
Yeah.
So
if you get everyone in the office, that's it.
Exactly, there's a rush. If you're too late in your life, like in where you hang, like work or your friends and stuff, if they already done it, you can't. Like, I mean, you have to go out of your comfort zone and go talk to people you never met. That is interesting.
That's interesting. If you could, like, like, is it Bumble that you have to have crossed paths with the person that before you match with them?
Yeah.
It'll be. This is like advanced feature that's never going to get built, but you could get extra points if you infected somebody that you had never been in like a kilometer of in the past. So you knew that they'd like approach someone at random.
Yeah. That'd be cool. We originally thought about doing extra points, like bonus points, if you unlock a new country. Meaning you yourself has infected someone in another country. You traveled and you did it somewhere else, or you've unlocked a new country period for the game. So like right now, I think we've got infected in, I don't know, 15 to 20 countries. It's pretty good. We got one person in South Africa, one in India. We got one in Australia as well.
I saw the Australia on the map.
Yeah, got a few in the US. What we're missing in South America, but I suspect some of the people who didn't put their GPS location are in South America, but we just don't know. because the quirk right now is, as you sign up on the website, you can just say no to the location notification, and
Yeah.
that means we don't know where you are. So we don't allocate a dot on the thing.
Right.
But with the app, you'll be obliged. Like, you'll have to. Otherwise, you won't be able to play. What was I saying?
You unlock a
If
country.
you unlock a new country for the game, you will get extra points. I don't know if we're gonna do that. I think we'll just stick to the combo. But yeah, there's other things we could do, like to make more rules, etc. The other thing that we were thinking about was eventually put an end date to the game. We don't know what would be, but maybe putting an end game to the end date to the game, and then make it recurring. So like it becomes
Oh, nice.
a Halloween event every year. And I got the idea from the film The Purge. You know, when they
I like that film.
That film is very underrated. I feel like the first one, it was sick. Like
it was.
the plot, the idea that you can do whatever you want for one night, and like, you know, there's a weird shit happening. That's how I got the idea. I was like, every year we could do ZN1, ZN2, like V2,
nice.
V3, V4, and
you
like
get champions on the leaderboard.
Yeah, and every year the game will get more popular because people will get to like hear about it from the years before, and maybe get ready for it. You know, like, I need to secure.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's really interesting is thinking about it. You said at the start maybe network effects don't apply, but it's actually the inverse, right? It's just like you're coming out the gate with a negative network effect, because normally network effect, for people that don't know, is, as you said at the start, the more people that join a network, so like the more of your friends that join Instagram, increase the value for you because you're seeing more stuff that you want to see, like you're seeing what your friends do, so it makes it more valuable. But then over time it gets like congested, and then it's like a negative network effect, because more, like Uber for instance, when more people join Uber in the early days, it meant that there was more demand, so more taxis came, so therefore you got a lift much quicker. But now you go on Uber and you have to wait like 20 minutes because there's so many people on it that it's like gone backwards. But for you, it's like that the office example that you said, as soon as you join and you get someone else to join, it's negative for you because they're taking people out of the network or you can't get. So it's really interesting to have, rather than having to wait to get to the point where positive network effect becomes negative. It's like, what happens to an app when by design it generates negative network effects from day one? It's really interesting.
I love it. No, it's that, exactly. That's why I love this idea. Like, it's as a marketer or growth practitioner, like this is just like, I've got like so many scenarios in my head as to like how things can pan out. But no, you're right. Like the network effect is maximized at the start of the game, and then it's only decreasing. And we'll see what that does to people. But it's I can't wait for Halloween. Like, so the next step for this is, as I said, go sign up if you liked everything we just talked about. If you're interested in the concept, go sign up, and then the apps, both apps are going to be released on the App Store with a timer and everything soon. I think next week or something. So you'll be able to download the app, and you'll be in pending state. Like, you'll be on your phone. You'll be able to open it, but the game won't be. The game will turn on when the clock goes to 0, and it will be on the midnight of Halloween day. So the 30th or 31st, I think. I don't know.
In the French time zone or the British time zone?
Oh, could be the French time zone because we did it in France. So yeah. And what else did I want to say? I forgot. It was something to do with apps. Very interesting thing that we learned recently, which could be interesting for some people listening. on Google Play you can launch any apps you want. They like their way of verifying apps is like a joke. Like you could do. That's why the apps on Google Play are a bit. You can find a lot of dodgy stuff, and like their control is really bad compared to Apple, which is very rigid. Like they have a lot of control as to like what goes into the App Store and stuff. And one of the things that blocked my brother from actually testing the app to push the app live was that the app right now is just a splash screen with a countdown basically. And they came back to him with actually an explanation, like we can't find the utility of the app, like it doesn't do anything. But the thing that we had planned already was that somewhere in the app we'll put like a Flappy Bird, like we'll put a game into it just to as a Easter egg, like just a little Easter egg or something. And I said to him last week, or was it this week? I can't remember. I was like, do the game and put it in the app on the iPhone already, like so you can see there is a game, and push it like that, because they'll think that's the game. There's already a game in it, so like I think they'll approve, and they approved it. Like he managed to push it to the App Store.
Wicked.
And the game we got is something that he found somewhere that just made it change the colors. It's just a snake game, and the snake game is branded, so the dots you're collecting are the non-infected people, and then they turn yellow, and your snake is like the virus, like an analogy for the virus and the people you're collecting. So yeah, that's coming up soon in the App Store, so people will be able to download it and wait for Halloween patiently.